Hi guys! Ooh. It's your favorite mystic, TheSirenSims, and welcome back to my channel. Hey Simmers! Now, today we're going to be diving into one of the most underrated but absolutely whimsical occult life states in The Sims 3 Supernatural. That is fairies. Now, whether you're a longtime fan of the Fae or just discovering how magical they can be, I've got the full breakdown for you right here. So grab a warm drink, grab you some fairy pollen. Alright, and let's flutter into the fairy world. Alright, I will also let you know a little bit of updates about what will be going on, which is why you're right here in What's Cooking Updates. I am doing a brand new setup. We've been doing 2 days a week. Now we're going to be doing 3 if I can keep it up. If it's a little less, it's because I'm working. If it's a little more, it's because I'm having an overflow of content. But I did want to talk about what you guys should be expecting to see. I know that there's been talks about fairies because The Sims 4 is having a fairy-themed expansion pack. And I'm saying fairy-themed because that's not all the pack is about. But I thought, everybody's talking about it and playing modded fairies. I thought, let me do that in The Sims 3. So please do expect a mod vlogs episode on fairies. But since it's a mod vlogs episode, I'm not going to be talking very long in that video. So I thought I would talk about it here. So I'm going to talk about what I think about the whole fairies thing here. Then I will go into other topics. Okay. So I think it's okay. It's not shocking. It's not surprising. It's not my business. I don't really play The Sims 4 like that. I understand why people are upset. I also understand why people are happy. All of the feelings that I've been seeing are understandable. So we'll just say that first. I thought the trailer was kind of funny. And I also saw that one Sims 3 YouTuber made mention that Sims 3 fairies can be boring, and I'm like, that's an interesting take. Everybody's open to their personal opinion. In my opinion, I don't think they're very boring at all. I played her for about the person that you're going to be seeing in the next mod vlogs episode. I played her for about no more than like 3 days max, and we already got an enemy. Flirted with somebody's husband. And he was feeling us. So we took somebody's man low-key because he's still married, right? And maximized our powers to the level where now we can bloom up plants. We can make plants just bloom, okay? It's giving winks. I know that normally my mod blog episodes, or the way that I want them to be framed, is that I play with townies, but I just had to make a fairy myself and play it. So this will kind of be a one-off. I'll try to find specific Sims for the other ones, but for this one, she is not a resident townie. Okay? But yeah. So, the sim that you should be seeing in the back is just a random sim that I made when I was clearing out my mods folder and trying to check and see if all of my CC was still readable after I had shortened everything down to a certain extent. Meaning after I cleaned up everything and then re-downloaded some stuff, I wanted to see if the CC still worked, and I videotaped it. I have absolutely no idea if this sim is downloadable, so I'm just gonna say she's not, because all the deleting and fixing that I've done, I probably lost her file. Sorry guys. That's why this is a What's Cooking video and not just a regular cast and chill, because there's no sim for you to get. I'm sorry. But yes, as it pertains to the mod vlog episode, I wanted to play because I don't normally play with occults very often in The Sims 3. I had the late night expansion pack when I was younger, but I didn't really get into vampires as much as I was just trying to become a celebrity, because that is a long process in The Sims 3. So I thought, cool, summer's around the bend, fall is a few months away, let me get into these occults. Look, guys, when it comes to The Sims 4, they are going to make a pack just for fairies, and it's still going to not give you everything that you want. It's not, okay? And I'm not gonna sugarcoat around that. You know, it's EA could never around here. It's high-key Sims 4 could never around here. But if you like it, I love that for you. There's supposed to be a variety of games out there so that you can enjoy what you feel like enjoying. I'm gonna sit here with my Supernatural pack that gives me majority of the most popular occults and allows me to play them. There are also other packs with other occults. We got aliens, we got genies, okay? We got mummies, and those are in other packs that aren't supernatural, okay? But in supernatural, we get mummies, we get witches, we get extension of the vampires, meaning vampires but done a little bit better, and we get fairies. So, and werewolves. So, you know, we got a lot in The Sims 3. We got a lot. And I've always heard the argument that why The Sims 4 does occults better is because they occults more detailed. And I'm like, then why are you guys still so bored? Like, yeah, I'm bored. Oh my god, they made a mod to extend this and that. I'm so happy. Like, I thought the expansion pack would have been enough. Okay, let me stop. I'm being petty. But for real, I'm just gonna do what I have to do and play my game and enjoy my life. Okay? I think Sims 3 fairies were done pretty well, even without the fairy expansion mod that I use. And the only reason I use that mod is because it's a mod blogs episode, and the way that show that I made works is there has to be a mod that is being showcased, and there are some supernatural mods that expand supernatural, so I thought I'd just use it. Really, all it does is just enable fairies to do some of the magic that witches can do, that fairies should be able to do, that are more elemental based. So I think like freezing Sims, electrocuting Sims, and firing Sims up, and a few other things. Like it expands them, right? It expands fairies, but not to like a giant amount, because EA actually did a lot. So the way that fairies work in EA is like this. Let me give you guys some information, okay? So first off, how do you become a fairy in the game? Well, there are a couple of ways to get your wings, you know. You can create a fairy right in Create a Sim when starting a new game. You get to pick their wings, which I love doing that. They're so pretty. Very Winx coded, if you know, you know. And then you can jump straight into fluttering gameplay. If you're already playing a household, no problem. You can either, you know, use cheats to make them a fairy and Create a Sim, or you can use a bottled blessing of the Fae elixir from the alchemy skill, or you can ask a fairy to turn you if they have the fairy dust lifetime reward. It's very much giving Pixie Hollow, okay? So they can Tinkerbell you, and you know that The Sims 3 loves to add pieces of Disney stuff in there. I have stories about that I've mentioned on this channel 1,000 times. But just to bring it up here, I made a sort of pseudo version of the Little Mermaid where she was a little girl and she had like a sister named Erica. I don't know why I did that instead of making Eric, but it is what it is. So I made Triton and the mom, and on her birthday when she became a teenager, the canonical age that she was during the movie, the mother literally dies because the cake burnt up that room on fire and her mother just passed away. So I didn't ask the game to do that, but somehow it X'd off the mom just when she was becoming a teenager, which is technically what happened in the movie. So I don't know what's going on with the story mechanics in the game, but they're very much Disney coded sometimes. So, you know, when they add expansion packs, they'll definitely add in pop culture references and movie references here and there, if you pay attention, okay? So, yes, fairies can gift fairy dust to others, which comes in handy for crafting potions or restoring your magic meter. Now, let's get into the good stuff. The magic. Now, fairies have their own hidden magic skill that grows over time, so you're not going to see it in the skill bar, but you will get notifications of it as it levels up. You unlock stronger and more playful fairy powers. So they're like tricksters, which is more of the historical fake folklore of fairies. They're tricksters, you can't trust them, stuff like that. So auras, right? Fairies can project magical auras that passively affect everyone around them. There are auras of soothing, which calms the mood and reduces tension. Aura of creativity, which boosts skills like painting, writing, and music. There's aura of body and mind, which helps Sims gain logic and athletic skills faster. These auras are great if you're doing creative or career-based gameplay, plus they look beautiful in game, okay? They look so cute. Now, mischief and magic, fairies are little tricksters at heart, as I've said before, so you'll unlock tricks like chattering teeth, which, makes Sims cold, inner beauty, which temporarily changes a Sim's appearance with a splash of karma. This can go one of two ways. One way, making them look like the evil queen from Snow White in her old woman form, okay? There's also gold transmutation. It turns items into gold temporarily. Now, bloom, which is one of my favorites I spoke about, it instantly grows plants and is amazing for gardeners, okay? And don't forget, all of this pulls from your magic meter, so fairies do need time to recharge. And speaking of recharge, one way that they can recharge their magic is the fairy house. So this mini tree house isn't just for show, it's actually a fully functional home space for your fairy. They can sleep there, throw tiny fairy parties there, woo with other fairies, yes, it's adorable. And even restores their needs like hunger and energy. Now, you can have a full fairy lifestyle within just that house. It's like an entire secret world tucked inside a tree. Of course, it is a rabbit hole, but who cares, okay? Now, what are the perks of being a fairy? They fly instead of walking, which it kind of goes on and off, but it is cute to see them float around the place. They can shrink into mini versions of themselves, especially when flying or entering their fairy house. They have a longer lifespan than regular Sims, so you get more time to explore their magical lives, and they are also naturally better at gardening, and they love the outdoors. It's literally in their blood. Now, in Create a Sim, you can customize their wing styles. Everything from delicate butterflies to jagged elemental shapes, and they glow and they're see-through, right? So fairies also have special interactions under the mischief category. They can talk about magic, play fairy tricks, and enthuse about the fae, which is enthuse about their species, their kind. They also have a strong relationship to nature, so giving them traits like love the outdoors, green thumb, or excitable really enhances gameplay. And because they're so full of personality, they're perfect for storytelling, guys. You know how to tell a good story, okay? Whether you're doing a cottagecore legacy, magical drama, or just casual, whimsical gameplay like you will be seeing from me, either this weekend or next week. Wait on it. Now, if you're playing a legacy or doing generational gameplay, two fairies will always have a fairy child. If it's one fairy and a regular sim, baby has a 50-50 chance of being a fairy. Now, fairy toddlers and kids can't do magic yet unless you use the mod that I will be showing you in the mod showcase. Then all fairy children can do fae stuff immediately. But without that mod, they do have little wings and they can start doing cutesy fairy play interactions. You'll start to see magic awaken as soon as they grow into teens and young adults without the mods. Alright? So fairies in The Sims 3 Supernatural are playful, powerful, and full of charm, and honestly, still one of the best occult life states in the entire Sim franchise. Like, they did well, you know? And I think one of the reasons people would say that it's boring is because you didn't play long enough, which is fine. Games like The Sims 3, it's a type of game that wants you to play for a long time so you can see all the hidden tips, tricks, and secrets that the game has. I'm consistently learning stuff about this game just by playing it myself. I'd be like, oh my god, I didn't even know they could do that without mods, guys, without mods. So whether you're looking to build a magical garden, cause a little mischief, or just vibe in a glowing aura, fairies add so much personality to your game. Let me know in the comments, are you Team Fairy or do you ride with another supernatural, okay? And if you do want me to cover fairy mods and expand their gameplay, give them lore, just say the word. I can make a story like that, okay? And also, please give me a wave if you rocking with this content, if you ride the wave with this content, okay? And also, stay tuned for mod blogs, CC hauls, and more storytelling and creative. Until next time, stay soft, stay sparkly, and may your fairy dust always bloom. Goodbye, my sires. Sue-sue!